You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents, live and independent radio, KWSS 93.9 FM. My name is Beef Vegan, the Median and Phoenician. Joining me today, my friends Valdez.
I'm Valdez.
And Kendall.
Hello.
Yeah, well, I mean, Valdez has such a great, catchy, catchphrase here. Let's work on yours, Kendall. Let's see.
The Sweet Reaper.
Oh, the Sweet Reaper.
The Sweet Reaper.
Yeah.
The goth juice, Kendall here. Yes, we got a great show lined up for you today. In fact, actually, we're doing our broadcast while doing this afternoon drive on KWSS. Going to feature some great music and just let you know what's going on for the weekend and all the different parties and stuff. So I'll start off with this hard-hitting, scientific, journalistic question. What do you think is better for your health, golf or pickleball?
Pickleball.
Okay, you're going to say pickleball.
Yeah.
And tell me why, and you're excitingly saying pickleball, Kendall.
I've never played golf. I would like to give it a try. I could see it might have a health benefit of being really relaxing.
Yeah.
Pickleball is just really fun cardio. So I think that's probably better. More cardio.
You kind of run around, but also senior citizens are the ones who initially, loved the game and grew it to popularity. So the cardio didn't have to be extreme. I mean, Valdez played pickleball the other day and actually held his own.
Yeah, it's fun. I liked it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? You going to say the same thing?
I mean, look at that, John Daly. I mean, you don't have to be particularly an athlete to play.
Same thing
golf.
for pickleball, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They're even. I guess they're even.
No, there is a definitive answer, so they're not even. There's one that's better for your health than the other.
Pickleball.
Okay, so you're going with that. Well, studies found that regular rounds of golf cut the risk of cardiovascular diseases through regular exercise and stress relief. Meanwhile, fractures related to pickleball have increased 200% over the last 2 decades. So people are getting injured playing pickleball more, maybe because pickleball is fastly becoming America's fastest growing sport.
Even with all the booze in golf?
Even with all the booze in golf, and not only all the booze in golf, I mean, I've golfed with people who are sore losers and freak the F out like Billy Madison when they miss a putt. So I'm like, how is this relieving stress? But statistically speaking, they say women are more likely than men to suffer a pickleball fracture, so they just get into it more. But when men get injured, they do it right because more guys end up hospitalized. So while both sports are great for someone who wants to stay active, the studies found that golf gives you more significant health benefits and a far less likelihood of breaking a femur or a hip.
Okay.
Yeah. So, if you're looking to stay active and also, be healthy, then golf might be the game for you. Of course, it will help you lose weight and lose all the money in your wallet because that's expensive as hell.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the president's the healthiest guy around.
There's a reason why he's so old and still out there doing things, right?
Yeah.
All right.
He's trying.
He's trying. All right, kicking things off the only way I know how with Little Portugal the Man. Here's what me worry on Rockwood on. That's right. I'm bi-stationary. Not on KFMA, on KWSS 93.9 independent radio. What, me worry to get fired about a job I volunteer at? Nah. All right, so that was a show open for that. Good morning, everybody on the stream. We are live, so this is not a pre-record. We've been having a lot of fun. Kendall's already called me a throat goat. Valdez has already insulted my manhood. So yeah, things have been going good. And I've been positively, letting them know that I think they're great human beings and very talented. So it's been one-sided. Let's just say it's been one-sided.
Yeah, the salt's starting to pile up in the room.
Yeah,
That's
a lot of salt piling up. And I'm like, what's up with the salt, guys? I thought we were all, we're friendly here, Are you have 2 shifts this weekend or just one?
I'm working all weekend, Friday through Sunday.
Yeah, but I mean on air.
Just the one.
Okay, just the one. Oh, that's a bummer.
Are you going to talk about donkeys again?
Did I talk about donkeys?
Oh,
yeah,
see,
I heard you talk about donkeys last weekend.
Yeah.
Kendall's been air checking us like a DL ninja, which I think is fascinating and great too, because this is the quickest way to learn as well. Just by listening to us and be like, oh, they sound stupid. I'm gonna sound so much better. And that's she came in hot this morning, did she not?
I'm glad she did her homework because they made us do reads about the winning the $25 or $2,000.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you could be responsible and pay bills, or you could buy a donkey.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
And you were there for that.
Yeah.
Driving.
Like,
where were you going to when you were listening to
I
Valdez?
was going to work.
Okay.
I was going to work. So I needed a little pick me up. And
Yeah.
I, tuned in. And then I have that, cool stereo that like says the songs and the artists that are playing. And I was
You sent me a
dying.
picture, right?
I uploaded a picture, on my social media.
Oh, so
And
it
I
wasn't
was
sent.
cracking up. I just look and it says, I'm Valdez.
Yes.
I've been collecting those pictures because I have listeners sending me pictures of their stereo too. Because ever since Mac programmed that, he was so happy. And I was like, this is cool. I like that.
Yeah. No, it's great. I love those digital, fronts on the cars too. It says a lot.
Yeah, hadn't had seen that, I might have turned to something else. So
There's
I
ways.
stayed.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're like, I know Valdez, and that's the
Yeah.
reason why we have him on the weekends as well. So that's been the theory. I wish they would follow through with that all the way through. Because I mean, honestly, once we get you in the system and stuff, if you want to voice track your own shows like Valdez, I'd love to get you on because my theory and concept is that the people get to know the personalities to the morning show. Then when they're driving around on Saturday, they're like, oh, wait a second, is that Kendall from Beefing and Presents? Like, I'm right with her. That's my friend.
That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
I
A
know
Saturday
her.
1-2 punch. You have Valdez and then Kendall afterwards.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, and just get rid of the other guy who's taking way too much airtime on there that does no affiliation with this show or this brand altogether. But see, I have done this to myself over the years, and this is a good thing and a bad thing. Is I care too much about the bigger picture all the way through, and it is more than just you're laughing, but there's a reality behind it.
No, laughing at the comments.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you guys get it. You guys are picking up what I'm putting down. But yeah, so I mean, I care about the overall, like, it's not just about the success of the show. I want the entire station and the entire company to thrive and survive because livelihoods are involved. You get to know people in the hallways. There's some of them that you really love, some of them that you fucking hate.
Tell us who.
Well, they know. And I'm trying, I want everything to thrive for the people that I love. And you know what? If the people I hate want to be leeches along that as well, if we're successful enough, you won't even notice the blood missing.
Because
So
you're a DJ for the people.
Great tagline.
I don't like Scott Lehman references or Steve-O references. So if you compare me to either one.
Dude.
I did a Scott Lehman reference, I think, last week. And yeah, your face scrunched up.
I'm like, oh, here we go again. I mean, it is a Tucson joke, but I think did my face scrunch up because I was recording for Phoenix? Because Phoenix doesn't know who Scott Lehman is,
He is
Yeah.
in Casa Grande.
Yeah, he is in Casa Grande for sure, but but the signal doesn't reach to Casa Grande. I wish I could roll my R's. Can you do it?
Grande.
Damn, she's good.
Yeah.
That's why they call you the throat goat.
Jesus
Oh!
Christ. Wow.
We're sharing that title now? Okay.
Oh! This is how we'll do it back and forth. All right, hold on. If you got a
It's
backhanded compliment,
Back and forth like pickleball.
Yes.
It's a superior sport, no
Here.
matter what the studies say.
12 seconds before we on there. If you have a backhanded compliment that you want to share about me here in 8 seconds, I want to hear it. Okay?
Thank you, Brian. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Brian. All right, here we go. Rock 102.1 KFMA. That is the latest from Pop Evil. We got new music on the way from Volbeat by Monster Hand. But first, as we are live on the podcast broadcast, Kendall has a backhanded compliment for me. So yeah, anything you want to say to me there,
Yeah,
Kendall?
you've been working really hard.
Thank you.
And I know it's hard to get some good sleep in, but you
Yeah.
finally look like you got it,
Thank you.
So you're looking better than what you normally look like.
Oh, good. Okay, so I look way better than I normally look like every day. Oh.
Yeah.
And you see me outside of work too. Same.
Yeah, you're looking refreshed. This is maybe the first time ever
Yeah.
I've seen you looking this good.
Thanks.
Yeah,
The
I'm not
first-
sure it's gonna last, but
Okay, the point is taken. I'm taking that point. I get it. Okay, thank you. I did get good sleep last night, actually. So I hope that was a real compliment. I don't like this shirt on me, but
yeah, it's like a faded Captain America shirt.
yeah, it's stupid.
It's like a hint of blue.
Well,
No red.
here's behind the scenes talk for the streamers. So what I did today, because I've been working, I was doing these 2 shows, have been really extending my days, and I'm like, what did I sign up for? You know what I mean? But I'm like, whatever. So I've been running ragged. And so yesterday, I not only went to bed early, but I pre-recorded the first hour of the show so I could sleep in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so then I got a good 9.
Wow.
Now, when I get a good 9, though, I'm really probably only sleeping a good 5 because my apnea is fucked, dude. So, like, I did wake up in the middle of the night and ask ChatGPT who would win a fight between Brock Lesnar and Mike Tyson. And it had all these different things happen. So that sucks. But overall, yeah, I'm glad that you noticed. So that's good. And I'll try not to look so ragged in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it happens.
And congratulations on the syndication, man.
Yeah, thanks, bud.
That's awesome. Just creeping your way up to mediocrity.
Are we still doing backhanded compliments? Or
Yes, that never ends. That never ends.
God damn it.
You opened a Pandora's box.
Oh, yeah.
No. I designated it for a time, and outside that window, that's just jerk moves. It was I gave you the option to be able to, passive aggressively let me know how you feel.
You're like Caesar, and we're the council with the knives. We're just.
Yeah, that's not good. You want to represent that side of the thing?
Don't call me Judas.
Yeah, dude. All right. How's everybody doing? You guys ready for this weekend? We are doing a lot of things this weekend. Of course, I want to congratulate, and I'll say on the air, the Tucson Roadrunners for tying up the playoff series.
Yeah.
And they're going to be doing their away game 3, tomorrow night. Also tomorrow, there's going to be the Hip Hop Taco Fest that's happening with T.I. and Bubba Sparks and all them.
Mm.
And then the Centurions event that's happening, which I'm going to be working at. Are you going to that?
I gave my tickets away because I'll be working that day. So.
You gave away your hip hop tickets?
No, my Centurions.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, she's a potential
Have you been
client,
to a Centurion party?
I have not.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
And these are like kind of like social clubs for guys who make 6 figures. And so it's kind of like the concept behind it is like, hey, I was in a frat in college. I want to continue to be in a frat for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And as groups like the Centurions, there's basically a prominent group like that in every major city all over the country. Up in Phoenix.
And you think I'd fit well with that group?
No, it's not. That's not the point. The point is they throw ragers, booze free-for-alls that are epic. And like the group that's up in Phoenix that does the same thing, they're called the 2030 Club. And so Centurion's been doing it since 1955, and they rent out Keno Stadium. They book a bunch of bands. The alcohol is flowing. It's a free-for-all, like literally not charging for drinks. They give you 5 drink tickets to everybody who walks in. 5 drink tickets, right? And then, of course, everyone has duplicates. And if you want to drink your ass off for free, you drink your ass off for free. Free food, too. And then there's going to be a casino. The whole thing is nutty. And it's a good time if you like to party that hard. Plus, they end it with fireworks. So we're going to get on here in 5 seconds. Might as well mention that and get into repeat.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
It is tomorrow. Rock 102.1 KFMA. A lot of stuff happened this weekend, like Emil was reminding us. But the Centurion party that is happening tomorrow night. I was telling Kendall because she'd never been to a Centurion party.
That's
what about
fun.
you, Valdez? You have?
I've been. Debbie hooked me up one year with VIP tickets, and it was amazing. The
Yeah.
good thing about Centurions is they're low key. Like they put the party persona out there, but they're raising money for non-profits.
100%. This is why they're able to even do this. But they raise a ton of money through doing these big events, and thousands of people show up to these parties. So it's legitimately like the biggest party in Southern Arizona. And this year it's back at Keno Stadium.
Yes.
And I have a personal, always have a personal connection to this party because my mom supplies the casino company. So there'll be craps tables, blackjack, and roulette, and that's all raising money. That's the fundraising aspect of the Centurion party. So you're going to see me out there, right? Not getting drunk and crazy and wearing a yacht hat, being all silly dilly. No, you're going to see me out there as Beef Vegan, the pit boss, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Beef Vegan, the pit boss doesn't F around. I'm going to tell you right now, if you try to cheat at my tables, you're out, right? You try to win too much, you're out.
Now I'm sad I gave my tickets away.
Yeah, dude. Go. I would teach you how to play craps, and then I would kick you out of my casino. As simple as that. Be like, oh, you're going on a lucky roll? You're out. So, but it is fun. Have you ever been to a casino party, Kendall?
I have not. I would like to go. I don't think craps would be my game. I'm more of a bingo girl, more of a blackjack girl.
You have
I
the rest of your life to become 80 years old. So I would, I understand blackjack is fun. That's a good game to get into at a young age to kind of get your feet wet, so to speak. But then once you mature, right, and you become a true sophisticated adult, you make your way to the craps table. And craps is the only game that, has the best odds for the player. It's the only game you could bet on as the house, right? Everything else is statistically lobbied against you for you to lose. So the longer you stay, statistically, you're going to lose. And it's the math of the games. But with craps, you could literally say, I'll take those odds and I'll flip them and reverse them and bet your odds. And you could do that. Of course, it's not a popular bet because people are superstitious at the craps table, but it's also super fair. So I do love craps myself. I deal it a little bit. I'm just trying to flex right now.
So the last time I went, they had to put an arcade in the bullpen. Are they going to do that again? Because I think Cobra Arcade provided the machines.
If Cobra Arcade is participating this year, then potentially. All I know right now is they definitely will have the casino. The booze will be flowing. And, of course, Bare Naked Ladies are headlining.
Right. And did you know that it's been 1 week since we last saw each other?
Damn you, I was going to make that reference. When the hell did we start sharing a brain? What's happening?
I know.
Yeah, you guys are identical in so many ways.
We're twins
so many ways,
that have been separated at birth.
I can't even tell you guys apart.
You're like the twin I didn't eat.
Well, Centurion Party happening tomorrow night. Tickets still available. You can go through kfma.com. And when you buy those tickets, keep in mind it includes 5 drink tickets and a food voucher for $10. Plenty of food will be there. And then Yachtly Crew will also be performing. They're an excellent yacht rock cover band. So that's the theme. So break out your Thurston Howell hat and or dress like Marianne and Ginger and join us Keno Stadium for the Centurions event that's happening tomorrow night. We're going to keep the conversation moving on to podcast broadcast. We got music on the way from Green Day and Shinedown on Rock 102.1 KFMA.
Valdez, we should start making matching shirts.
Ooh.
Oh my God, yes.
Hot girl shirts.
Thing 1, thing 2, you gonna do hot girl shirts? You could do the outline of a hot girl.
Yeah, we already established, I think a few weeks ago, we're both hot girls.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
You both got curves, you know.
The boobs for it.
You got boobs. I said I didn't want to say boobs because I'm being respectable and stuff, but that's what I meant when I said curves.
It's not just about the looks, okay?
Oh no, it's the inside.
Yeah.
It's how you feel on the inside. Warm.
Very, very warm.
Let's do some speed break questions. Let's bang this out, and then we'll get ready. We'll get to the WWE roast and the granny that has been going viral, which is sad and funny at the same time. Why do I have to do this? What's going on? Address it real quick while everyone's staring at you.
Okay. I thought she added an event. It's just the points for tomorrow's. Okay.
Yeah, that's why we don't worry about
scared.
work stuff while we're doing work stuff here. All right. So you got speed break questions here, Kendall?
I have questions.
Well, do you? Well, did you hear that Joe Exotic, the Tiger King, got married again for the 6th time?
No, who's the lucky man?
I don't know, just another dude. But this guy has more luck in love. In prison than we do on the outs, dude.
I know,
6
man.
times. He's serving a 21-year sentence for the alleged murder to hire for Carol Baskin, which I don't even think he was doing. Right. So I'm a free Joe Exotic kind of guy. But if we do free him, the guy's going to get married twice as fast as he's getting married while in prison. His husband's name is Jorge. And he made a social media post about it. So the dude has Instagram in prison while still getting married. He announced the engagement last October, and he's been married 5 times before.
What do you think the perk is to being married to Joe Exotic?
Oh,
what's the best part of it?
I don't know. At this point, he's locked up, right? So
yeah.
And then, is it a flex to be like
just for the clout?
Yeah,
I'm married to the Tiger King.
Yeah, you know that guy with the mullet who used to do a lot of meth. Yeah, that's my man. Good flex.
I didn't know you could get married in jail because I remember I had to witness a wedding. It was a pregnant stripper and an inmate, and then the officiant was there. I do, blah blah blah, and I was like, "This is a thing."
Oh, that's the
yeah,
right that
big
they
time.
get. Nice. I don't mind that actually. But conjugal visits, yes or no?
Whatever keeps them like happy, man.
Well, okay, but is it allowed? Is it allowed?
Only if you're married. Can you believe that?
But
I think there's other stipulations that you'd have to meet the criteria.
I mean, in prison, and if you're in a
I've only worked for the sheriff's department jails. I don't know about like federal prison or state prison. That's the whole different level.
Yeah, ranchero. Okay. See, that's word association, right? All right, let me pull this WWE granny.
I do have some.
Good. Yeah, give it to me.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Can you guess what one of my favorite albums of all time that dropped 36 years ago today?
36 years ago today, which is older than you then.
Yeah.
And it's an album that dropped 36 years
What
ago.
is that, like
I'll give you
1988?
another hint. We did reference them and
maybe.
talk about them today.
Okay.
The Cure.
Mhm.
Oh, The Cure. What was the
Yes,
album?
Disintegration.
Oh, that was one of your favorite albums?
Oh yeah, one of the greatest of all time. Absolutely.
Well, okay. Well, in honor of that, let's play some music from The Cure on Independent Radio, KWSS 93.9. And look at you trying to be a goth hipster.
I am. I'm not trying.
Just let it happen.
I do have to wrap it eventually, so let's leave room for an out. All right, goth hipster. Because I'm basically recording. I want a shit ton of speed breaks to make my show in the afternoon on KWSS. Literally, bop, 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 bop. That's it. No long segments on KWSS today. Just music and personality breaks.
All speed break.
All speed breaks. All speed breaks all the time.
Can we do a break on speed?
No.
Damn it.
Yeah, I told you to stop. It's not good for your heart.
Bro, I'm losing weight because of it.
No,
That's good for the heart.
that's
Losing
not
weight.
true. That's not true. I'm supposed to be injecting myself with hormones, but I'm not doing it.
Why? Are you transitioning? What the hell?
No,
Hormones.
for losing weight.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I had this whole thing, and I've been getting injected with a bunch of stuff, right? And
Dude, they really
The
Jim
substance.
Jones'd you over there at that clinic, bro.
why?
You're just like changing your life in weird ways. I gotta inject myself. I can't eat bacon. I gotta
I
pray
never
to
said
Xanadu.
I never said that I can't eat bacon, right? So I'm not Jim Jones myself at all. And I think if you were listening at the beginning of this,
Not Jenny Jones, Jim Jones.
I said Jim Jones. It doesn't matter. The point is, I was telling you that I wasn't injecting myself with this, so I did not listen to them because I was already getting one once a week, right? Or I was getting a couple injections once a week, and then they're like, she didn't like that I wasn't losing the weight as fast, and so
Jesus Christ, was she your girlfriend? What's happening?
I know. We got to tread lightly on this because this is the client. But
We didn't say any names though.
yeah, all right. But so then she was like, you gotta do this stuff too, like every day, 5 days a week. And I'm like, I'm already not feeling great about everything on this. And I've already switched my diet, right? And then if I went diet and exercise, yes, I'd lose weight, but everybody knows that. So this whole thing, and you're trying to jack me to the gills on all this stuff. Now I'm feeling uncomfortable about what position you're gonna put me in. It's like,
now you're feeling uncomfortable.
Well,
Not
no,
when
no.
they made you go naked and they're like, we're gonna prod your body.
no, that part was fine
He
and
enjoyed
sexy.
that.
Yeah, that was sexy. But no, I'm saying I was starting to think about cardiovascular issues, bone issues, things like that. So then I had to, now at this point I'm just lying. We're just and I was good. I was down to 208
Oh wow.
right before
Damn.
the fair. Right before the fair though.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so then what happened since the fair? Okay, fry bread on day one, right? It's a couple little cocktails was fine. Then Saturday, I was working and I ate pretty clean. And Sunday was 420 Easter Sunday, WrestleMania Sunday.
Mhm.
I ate, and I gained all that weight back. And so when I went for my weigh-in, I was gonna be 7 pounds lighter. I ended up being 1 pound heavier. I'm like,
Oh,
fuck,
That's not bad.
all
though.
from one
pound?
day. But I'm supposed to be losing weight. I'm not supposed to be gaining a pound at a time. You know what I mean?
It's progress, not perfection.
That's right.
Yeah, well, good luck in that argument to the
And you gotta
weight loss
live.
sponsor.
What if something had happened? Like you would have, wanted to eat that fry bread.
Yeah,
No regrets.
No.
You deserve a treat.
I think discipline is the way it goes.
Beef and discipline do not go in the
But
same
it's not
Look,
100%. It's
let me say
80-20.
this. Let me say this, Valdez. All right, you're such a naysayer negative about me all the way through, and I'm just trying to be positive about you all the way through. I want you to have that you could do it attitude, and you're like, beef can't do this, beef can't do that, beef, blah, 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 you don't do this, you don't do
We
that.
both were being like, it's progress, not perfection. You're like, man, like we're trying
Yeah,
to
we're
support
trying
you.
to.
No,
yeah.
I know, but that's not the goal of getting injected. Is not progressively gain a pound a week. It's progressively lose a couple pounds a week.
Why don't you get on some roids? Start injecting
I know, bro,
that.
yeah.
You know what though? No. If I want to get buff and I want to lose weight, legitimately, then I'm just going to diet and exercise. That's the trick. It's not even a trick. That's just like that. Everybody knows that. I just been being lazy. And the reason why I wasn't even doing the exercise is because I wanted to see what kind of what the magic formula would do. So then I could vouch for the magic formula. Now I'm at a point where I'm like, guess what? The magic formula doesn't work.
It's a magic placebo. That's what it is.
Yeah. More cardio, more weights, pay the man, right? Fasting does good. Earlier this week, and I do the intermittent fasting, and then I did come across that piece. It was a beef tip that if you go carb free just one day a week, kind of like triggers the thyroid a little bit, your metabolism. So, and I would say for you, right? If you just want to try to shed like 20 pounds, right? Stay away from the sodas, of course. I think that's been the biggest issue.
But it's not soda and it's sugar free and salt free.
I don't trust them. But you might be right. But I still don't trust them.
Chugs a gallon of sugared coffee every morning.
No sugar in this. Just again, just
guys,
syrup.
why can't we get along?
I know, dude. I'm trying to help you, and it's all combative.
I don't want to help. I'm happy.
Okay, but let's stop being combative.
Like this is my thing.
All right, let's get ready for this. Let's talk rattlesnakes.
Okay.
You got your rattlesnake stuff?
Yes.
And if you say one combative thing, I'm turning your mic off this segment.
Ooh.
That's right. So
wow.
Give me a mic check. See, he's not even giving me a mic check. Rock 102.1 KF, man. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We are live here on the podcast broadcast, and Kendall's mad. Kendall's mad because she pitched to me rattlesnake facts the other week, and I was like, Psh, I don't want to talk about rattlesnake facts.
That's lame.
Look, this is a show for the people, but like men 25, 54, and maybe we're talking about rattlesnake facts. And then the next week, I came across a little rattlesnake fact that it was in fact rattlesnake season in Tucson. And maybe I didn't deliver the information that well. I was juggling a lot of things, and I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really into the segment. But Kendall heard it in the radio, air checked me, said I did a terrible job, and now she's back with rattlesnake facts because it does affect us here in Arizona, especially during rattlesnake season. People are up and running.
Yes.
Valdez, have you come across a rattlesnake on your parents' property here in the last month or so? Have they heard anything? Because you're right by a mountain, right?
Not in their house, but when I was stationed at Northwest Campus, oh my God.
All the time.
So many rattlers.
Right. And there's a lot of people who live in Marana, out in the outskirts, that they know it's rattlesnake season. So what are some of the fun facts about rattlesnakes we should know about?
Well, John just came across one the other week, and he thought it was, not harmful because it was dead. But it turns out that, just like a chicken with its head cut off, it's still running around.
Yeah.
A rattlesnake head can still bite and inject venom in you hours after their death. So if you see a dead one and you think, oh, good, it's dead, the coast is clear, and you want to, pick it up, start playing with it.
Yeah.
It could bite you still.
It's a muscle memory for the heads. They could still bite. And even in that situation, they feel something's around. And
lingering nerve reflexes.
That's crazy.
That's good to know.
Yeah,
it is good to know.
Yeah,
right?
Because obviously if you come across a dead rattlesnake, you're like, awesome, I get a rattler, right? There are keepsakes for rattlers that people like having. And even one of those like formaldehyde heads, or what do they call it when they make trophy heads, the rattlesnake? Yeah, I would like a rattle. I would put a rattlesnake rattler on my keychain. I'm that Arizona.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to find you one now. You better.
I will rock it. I swear to you, I'll put it right next to my fob. So, key fob and a rattler, dude. That's modern day cowboy right there.
There you go.
Right?
What else you got in rattlesnake facts?
Well, just like you think, you might be safe if they're dead, or if you're in, a pond, body of water, you might think I'm safe.
Mm-hmm.
Rattlesnakes can swim.
Oh, no.
So if you're out in Sabino Canyon, if we finally get some rain, don't assume the water is a safe zone.
Great. So they're everywhere. That's
they're
cool.
everywhere.
Yeah,
they can swim.
Fun.
They can swim.
Can they bite when they swim, though?
I think so.
All right. Dubs on the stream said he found a rattlesnake last Tuesday at work and found a young desert tortoise and a red racer today. So this guy, he's finding all of
the
it.
Desert Museum?
Yeah. And then Robert from Late to the Party says he sees multiple rattlesnakes a week and they live close to the former Foothills Mall. And I think that's the reason why you're seeing it is because they're doing the construction in Foothills Mall. Yes. So they're digging all that stuff up. So yes, definitely super rattlesnake season in that area.
And we're rattlesnakes' number one predator because of that reason, because we drive them out of their homes and they have nowhere to go. Mm-hmm. And they really don't want to bite anybody, and that's why they rattle and say, leave me alone. So I love when I see a rattlesnake out. But I've never seen one of these ridge nose rattlesnake
Okay.
where they have a rosy coloring on its nose.
All right.
It's rarely seen, I guess, but it's in high elevation forests. But it's very shy.
So Mount Lemon, you could look for a shy snake. It's just a shy snake. So you're saying that snake looks shy at first, but when it gets to know you, it will grow and come
He's
at
an
you.
introvert.
Yeah, you can befriend it.
Yeah.
I actually have an impression of this snake. Do you want to hear it?
Yes, please. Did you just? Is that queef?
Oh my god.
Queef Vegan presents.
Clear. That was our out. We got a phone call here. Let's see.
Uh-oh. It's the FCC.
No. They didn't hear the queef joke. Rock 1 Who's this?
Name's Ricky, man. I was hearing your segment about the rattlesnake.
Yeah, bring it on, dude.
Well, I got a rattlesnake head in a jar that you can actually have, man.
Oh.
I won tickets off you a while ago. I don't know if you remember me, but I was at that party for Valdez.
Hell yeah,
but
bro.
I got a rattlesnake head you could have, man.
Dude, if
I'll
you-
drop it off at the studio sometime.
It's like
if you
pickled
drop
in
it
a
off-
jar?
Yeah, if you drop it off at the station, I will put it in the studio and you'll be able to see it behind me on the
Yeah.
podcast broadcast because I need one of those for sure.
Yeah, it's like in a little spice jar, man. It's like, 3 inches big, but I'm looking for more right now. I do rattlesnake removals and tree trimmings. So I found a couple rattlesnakes in a palm tree, man.
Hell yeah. That's
yeah,
awesome.
So I mean,
in a palm tree,
I actually
that's
cut
terrifying.
this one in half with the chainsaw on accident, and it was in hibernation in a palm tree, and so that's why I have the head. But I'm looking for more. If I get a full snake in a jar, you can have that too, man. I'm
Nice.
kind of creeped out by it.
Yeah,
Snake killer.
yeah. Well, I mean, I would like the rattle more than anything, but yeah, that's so. It was hiding. They hide inside these palm trees, huh? Was it like actually inside the tree, or was it just inside the bark of the tree?
So there's palm trees that are like the date palms, the ones that give you the dates.
Yeah.
And then there's the ones that are like the Mexican fan palms that look like a fan. Well, the date palms, they're really notorious for having bird nest inside of they're called the boots. That's like after you trim them, there's like a piece left on the trees called a boot.
Yeah.
They get hollowed out by the woodpeckers. And I was just trimming one up, man, and I just sliced right through, and my whole freaking goggles just get splattered with blood. And I'm like, what the hell, man? And, sure as hell, there's half a snake on the ground, the head trying to bite itself, and there's a half a snake right in front of me. I see it completely severed in half. It was like a straight Marilyn Manson video. It was cool,
That's
man.
gnarly.
Yeah, I love that description.
You're my hero. I hate the serpent.
Dude, that's a fun story, Ricky. I'm gonna play this back, dude. Yes, definitely drop that off for me. Stay safe out there, and I'll put that in the studio for sure.
All right, man. No worries. Yeah, I'll drop it off probably in the next week or so. And, if I find something bigger, you're more than welcome to have it. And, I'll try and get the rattle for you and make you a keychain, man. I'm kind of handy with
that'd be dope, dude. Yeah, you sound like it, dude. Yeah, that's crazy. That's good. So you just cut the head off and you just put it in a jar, huh? Did you put anything to make it to preserve it?
Yeah, I put some gemstones because I collect gemstones and stuff. And we mined some Apache tears, so I put some gemstones in there and some isopropyl alcohol, 30-70 with distilled water.
Yeah.
70% alcohol. And that's the ratio that the doctors of the U of A use for when they're doing cadaver experiments and stuff and they're trying to preserve stuff. So, yeah,
Super cool.
The same stuff they use.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, yeah, that's crazy, Ricky. Yeah, definitely. I look forward to seeing that. And thanks for the call, man. I'm gonna play this back.
Yeah. Yeah, no worries, BC. Have a good day. All right, Valdez. You too, man. Later.
Take care.
You too, brother. Yeah. I have people
Much love.
blowing up the lines here. So, but I missed.
See,
a couple
Kendall's-
phone calls.
Because they want to hear my impression again. All right, guys. We'll do one more time.
Can you do that impression one more time? Because you say you could do a rattlesnake impression, and I thought it sounded queefy, but I could be wrong. I'll listen closely. Okay.
Right. You want me to go again?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Here's my rattlesnake impression.
Okay. Nope, still queefy. Right.
Actually sounds like a tire got slashed.
Here, somebody's calling right now.
We're going to have a contest.
Rock 1 Who's this?
Hey, it's Brandon Blue calling again.
What's up, dude?
Hey, I won tickets on Monday for Centurions, but I haven't gotten them yet.
You should be getting them today, emailed to you, PDF style. But yeah, you can call the front desk and ask to speak with Summer, or email our marketing department. She's in charge of the tickets, not I.
Cool. Thank you.
No worries. Of course, take it easy. I'll see you out there.
Check your junk mail in your spam folder.
True. Yeah. And all that stuff. I mean, a lot of times, the burden comes back on me. And on the weekends, I'm like, sometimes if there's a technical issue, then I'm answering DMs on social media, then reaching out to Summer and doing the whole thing. But I'll tell you what, there's so many times because sometimes I'm disorganized, right? Surprise, right?
Yeah, I've seen your notebook of chaos.
Yeah, that's good. That's where the brilliance comes from. But all my contacts and ticket giveaways I would put together. It'd be me. So basically, all the jobs that we have here in the cluster, I did all those jobs right by myself up in Phoenix. And then so when you put together a will call list, and sometimes life intervenes, you got to work your second job, shit like that. Sometimes things slip through the cracks. And I've definitely had listeners be like, I'm here. And they say they don't have a list. And then I have to call up the promoter and be like, I'm an idiot. Oh, I'm so sorry. Just get them in. And I would get them in. But I mean, I literally had to put out the fires I created. I'm like an arsonist firefighter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got to light this. Oh, no, I got to put this out. Like, I started this fire. I freak out every single time I have to put out the fire that I started. That was literally my life, and this is why I need I need several assistants.
Right.
Yes.
Who doesn't want a personal assistant? What would you do, Valdez, if you have one? No?
Dude, if I have something up, I know I did it.
Yeah, he's the man.
I hate, even I just worked on my own car. Like my dad helped me, but
Like
still,
a
it's
fucking
kind of
man.
like,
But so there's nothing that you would have to delegate to somebody to say, like, hey, go check my mail. Go.
my life isn't that interesting where I require somebody else to do things for me.
I'm not saying you'd
That's
have to
a
have
lie.
it required, but if it was available, you wouldn't say, like, yeah, help me carry in my groceries even. Or
I'm not that important, bro.
you are, Valdez.
I know. This is, I hate this negative Nancy shit. I'm like, dude, you are a diamond in the rough. You need to start believing in yourself the way I believe in you. All right. I would lift you up metaphorically because I can't do it physically, because I believe in your ability as an entertainer, as a person.
But those are the things that you have to do in life that keep you grounded. Look at Adam Sandler. He never wears clothes that's more than, you have people in $3,000, $5,000 suits.
Sure, but guess what? Guess he has time to go pick out his basketball shorts and his t-shirts because he has a personal chef cooking for him.
Yeah.
But I love
You can't think the Sandman's
let
not.
the man cook. And obviously he loves cooking. Look at him.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be something they can help you do. It's not that you can't do it yourself.
Fine, I'll be like Coming to America. I have bathers. I'm like, washers.
Yeah. Don't you feel like you need assistance when, washing your ass? You're like, man, I wish I had 3 other people here.
You
and a
missed the whole
big
point of that
brush.
joke.
No, I didn't miss the whole point of the joke. I know what the washers are. Wash and roll penis. I get it. I'm just saying in your shower. I was fucking piggybacking on your joke. He's done. All right, Kendall.
We're taking
Close
this
up.
out in the parking lot later. Do you want more snake facts?
No, I
We're
feel
done.
like we did the
We're
snake
done.
thing justice, right?
All right.
You got your speed brakes ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. All right.
What snake would you be if you were a snake?
I gotta press the. Oh yeah,
Being
dude,
a
you fucking
smart
right.
ass.
Yeah. Oh, I got you recorded. Oh, you got me. All right, here we go. No more snake stuff. Here we go and go.
All right. So how hot does your partner have to be to put up with like BS? Like what's the cutoff point?
Oh, the hot crazy ratio?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if she's even above a 6, then I'll let her stab me.
Oh, holy hell.
So we can follow that up. Let's go. Huh? That's how low my goals are, right? It's
God
just a 6.
damn.
I know. All right, hold on. But see, I feel like this is exclusively a guy thing. So ask Kendall the same question.
Kendall,
Mm-hmm.
you heard the question.
No. Again, we are recycling. It's going to be for the
yeah,
radio,
okay.
right?
There we go now.
I'll start it over. I feel like that's a common guy answer because guys put up with hot crazy all the time. But ask Kendall the same question, Valdez.
Kendall, how much crazy are you willing to put up with in a partner And how hot do they have to be to put up with that crazy?
Yeah, you're gonna have to be a 10 because I ain't putting up with shit.
Oh,
Like Bradley Cooper status?
Yes, I guess more like well, I was gonna say somebody who's canceled. I can't say him.
okay. Well, what about me? How crazy can I get?
She's
I gotta
like,
be-
she's like, you're not even
what are
allowed
you
to
gonna
talk.
do? I'm like, what are you doing that's crazy? That's another, I need to understand. It's a wide, paintbrush to say just crazy.
Like
what does that
Kyle
mean?
crazy, like delusions of like his garage band going pro and he's gonna like rock the world. Still lives in his mom's basement.
Who's Kyle?
I don't have any patience for that.
Good
so
girl.
no.
Good girl.
Dub said, you could be a 3 out of 10 with a fat booty. I'm good with whatever. Well, yeah. This is what guys put up with.
Yeah.
I figured, for me, if I was in a dating situation, I got to mind all my P's and Q's. Like, if you forget to open the door for me once, you're out.
I've dated some cuckoo birds, so I'm over it. We're done.
That's good. Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of women gravitate towards the bad boy, and the bad boy usually is the mentally unstable boy, emotionally unavailable boy. So they're not necessarily bad; they're just flawed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But
DJ Serpent, speaking of snakes, said Kendall looks like the type of person that if the person doesn't eat mayo, it's a no-go for her.
that is facts, actually.
Oh, yeah? Someone doesn't eat mayo? You're done?
I just got made fun of this weekend for how much mayo I prepped on my burger bun. I didn't think it was that much.
How much did you?
Well, I think what it was is the fact that I did both sides of the bun. I did both buns.
Okay.
I didn't just condiment one side, one bun.
I'm pro double-sided condiments for
Right.
sure. If there's a dry side and then you just have mayo on one, I don't feel
Yeah, it's got to be balanced. I did BLTs last night for dinner. Same thing.
mayo.
Both,
Exactly.
both pieces.
How
of
many
bread.
pieces of bacon for your BLT sandwich?
Why
I
you
imagine.
Why you gotta put me on blast, bro?
I'm not putting you on blast.
Things
This is
happen.
a curious question, right? Because then you could get away with 3, right? But I feel like you do stack it up
3.
like a
What am I,
pastrami
5
sandwich.
years old?
See, I feel like you did it pastrami sandwich style, right? So how many pieces? Let's be honest.
So it was the thick cut bacon.
Okay.
That one, I'm not gonna lie. I think I did 5 slices
Okay.
I mean,
because they
that's
kind of shrivel when they cook.
They absolutely do.
right.
They
Gotta
do.
Layer them, stagger them.
And
Right.
I air fried some tater tots. It was a good dinner. I was happy.
Well, air fry's good. Super healthy. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. There's still fallout happening from WWE WrestleMania. Did you watch WrestleMania, by the way,
I
Kendall?
did.
Did you enjoy it?
No, it was
Okay.
terrible.
Yeah, well,
It was very unenjoyable.
Yeah, so Kendall's a recent kind of wrestling fan. Her boyfriend got her turned on to it, and she was all about it. But yeah, what did you hate about it? About WrestleMania?
The whole Cena, Cody Rhodes.
You didn't like the
It was-
main event?
No.
Okay.
It was very uneventful, disappointing, unentertaining, just lame. Just
Okay.
lame.
That's fair. Well, it wasn't just WrestleMania. They took over Sin City for the entire week. They had tons of events that were televised and some events that weren't televised. They even this year decided, since they were going to be in Las Vegas and they're owned by TKO and it's super bro culture, to do for the first time ever what they called the WrestleMania roast. And they employed the roast master who hosts Kill Tony Hinchcliffe. To lead the way in this. Now, if you're familiar with roasts, as you've seen the Tom Brady roast on Netflix, and roast has been an art form in the comedy culture for many years, but it's pretty much like anti-PC comedy, and the lower hanging the fruit, kind of the better, and the more like abrasive and offensive, the better as well.
Similar to the backhanded compliment.
No,
segment.
not necessarily, because we were still PC.
Okay.
He didn't say anything racial against my peoples, whoever they may be, right? So. But the reason why I bring this up is because apparently the WWE roast of WrestleMania was so bad in forms that people didn't think it was that funny, but also so abrasively offensive politically, racially, Spiritually, like check all the boxes, right?
So what were they roasting? Like the WWE in general, or?
Yes, they were roasting themselves and others, right? So there was wrestlers there that were involved in the roast. Triple H made appearance at the end, but he didn't do any roasting. Tony Hinchcliffe kind of led the way. Other wrestlers and performers that allegedly were involved. Paul Heyman apparently did very good. But then other wrestlers like I think Pat McAfee was there doing jokes. Again, they did a bunch of different political stuff. I think one of the jokes, I was reading through a thread. I repeat most of them as they were trying to go through. They were blatantly racist jokes, which again, comedy roasts, you kind of laugh at yourself and stuff. And when you're in the room, they made Jinder Mahal jokes. And Jinder Mahal, who's an Indian man, hasn't been with the company in several years. So it's like you're joking about this guy and his ethnicity, and he's not even involved in this company no more. So people are kind of, on the fence with that. But the point is, WWE now, which they're very generous in repurposing content. Like I could post a clip from WrestleMania of like Cena doing some talking or something, which on my YouTube channel, I have several different wrestling clips of highlights what I find funny or amusing. They're fine with that. No flagging, no whatever. I get tons of views on them. With this Roast of WrestleMania, if you post the audio or any kind of video from inside that club, they will immediately ban it and flag it and take it down. They want this scrubbed from existence already. So that's a sign that they were like, this is not a good idea. In hindsight, they thought it was going to be great going into it, and people that were involved, apparently had a good time or didn't.
I didn't think from the beginning this was even going to be a good idea, because look at what happened with the presidential election. Kill Tony guy was there, and that didn't go well.
Well, I mean, but honestly, since Trump won, and then they didn't ruin Tony Hinchcliffe's career. He actually got Kill Tony on Netflix after that. So, it was one of those things that didn't necessarily affect them. And roasts are kind of like, they're hit or miss. But for a company that's a publicly traded company like WWE, a friendly company as well, trying to be like the Disney of combat sports, to have an R/X rated comedy event that they sponsor is probably not a good look for their shareholders, right? And if any of those clips came out, if they stayed up, it could go viral for all the wrong reasons, right? I forgot some of the other wrestlers that were involved there, but some prominent names saying some things that you say out of context of a roast just sounds like you're being straight up racist, Yeah.
I thought it sounded like a good idea. I'm speculating, what if they're doing this to create more attention around it, and then they do it the next time and they do it better?
Yeah.
Because I'd be interested in that. And
they would have to go through and vet so much. And if you vet too many roast jokes, then you're taking the funny out of the roast, because I mean, I do enjoy roasts. I'm not a clutch my pearls type of person at all.
Right.
I could see, the comedy and the joke, as long as it's not literally just punching downward. Right.
I was going to say earlier, we talked about how evil I am. So
yeah,
I would enjoy it no matter what. Yeah.
Okay.
It's my cup of tea.
So you're saying the racist, the better.
Yeah. Punch down, punch sideways,
Says the HR lady.
Yeah, I know. What a lie. That's a front right there. But yeah, good luck finding the audio for the Kill Tony Roast to WrestleMania, because it looks like WWE is taking it down a lot. But what you will see online a lot is the granny who got to hit on WWE superstars like Randy Orton and Jake or Logan Paul. So you seen this old lady? So she's going prominent because she's in her 90s, and she does basically, she's kind of pranking, real life pranking.
I thought you'd be cuter in person.
Lady, I'll suplex you right now.
Wow.
Can I get your number?
What's that?
Can I get your number?
You have to ask my wife. She wants to know if she can have my number.
I guess so.
If your grandson doesn't take care of you, you call me and I'll throw him off the roof. I'll break his face.
Take you on a date to the nursing home.
Go on a date with me.
Oh, if it was up to me, you'd be my baby daddy.
Really? My wife would have something to say about that. Granny's going to have a match with my wife.
There you go. And the beautiful Marie. So yeah, that was adorable. So there was some wholesome content. There was some,
That first dude was a total D.
That was Logan Paul. That's what he does. He is a total D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll go down the rabbit hole on Logan Paul another day. But let's hit the reset on the FM side. Keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, and be back with your beef tip right after this. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA.
Damn, this show flew by.
Cover all the bases, huh?
This show flew by.
I know, it does
We got
fly
like
by.
10 minutes left.
I know, and we still have a lot more little like speed breaks and things that we got to record and get going for this kid of assess, so I can get out of here and enjoy a weekend of working. I was supposed to go to the hospital yesterday, but I chickened out, so that sucked.
Why were you supposed to go?
I'm increasingly concerned about your well-being.
No. I was going to visit somebody in the hospital. My apologies.
Okay.
Yeah, a friend of mine. Yeah.
Crazy,
no, I didn't,
bro.
No, I know. I didn't. I know. That's. I should have clarified that for sure. And I'll
they
probably do that
okay,
today.
or?
They're okay. It kind of goes back and forth. It's kind of like it's a friend of mine who she got extensive plastic surgery. And she's been having repercussions because of this and not been able to heal properly from it. She tried to do a lot of stuff all at once. Yeah, it's super scary and gruesome, and it's heartbreaking too, because you want her to be able to recover and get that going. So she's at the TMC, and I was going to visit yesterday, and then my mom came in town and everything else, and then like going to visit in those scenarios, it's a fear for a lot of people to even just go to a hospital, right? And go, because usually bad news comes out from the hospital, right? And I'm like, well, hurry up and get well soon so I can visit you outside of the hospital, or so when you're standing outside of the hospital, to go in and check in and all that.
At your time of need and at your lowest, I won't visit you, but when you're doing better, let me know. So then I'll come in and swoop in and be like, yeah.
I know. And trust me, I felt like a dick like that. So, but today I'm sucking it up and just surprised and just popping in and
take her something nice like flowers. Or
yeah. To get well soon, flowers and all that stuff.
A Be Vegan Presents T-shirt, something.
I know. I mean, what am I trying to kill her? You're like, she's like, I hate this. She will be okay though, so which is good. But it definitely been a hassle, and that's one of those things, right? It's another thing where you just like as you get older, you want to look your best, you want to feel your best, right? But sometimes you can't overreach, and that's why when I was doing this like endorsement, it's like, yeah, I'd love to lose weight and stuff. I don't want to go through extreme measures to potentially affect the outcome of my overall health.
Right.
Just because I'm trying to lose 30 pounds because I'm lazy.
Moderation is key,
I know.
with both those things. Because, it sounds like you said the surgeries, maybe it was just the fact that it was all at once.
It was all of it. It was when she told me what she was going to go do, I was like, that sounds bad.
Was it in across the border?
She flew to Atlanta. So
okay, so it's still U.S.
Yeah, still U.S. But this guy, doesn't seem like a legit. He's legit as far as he's got licenses and stuff. But yeah, I think there's other malpractice issues with this particular surgeon.
No.
So yeah,
I heard he was good. He did like Kanye's mom's surgeries. And,
yeah, right.
He helped out Prince. Like he's a really accredited doctor.
Well, speaking of Kanye, did you see Kanye tweet out this week that he fucked his cousin?
Negative. No. What the hell?
Wow.
Wow.
Well, I think he said he est his D.
Yes. Yeah.
Not necessarily. Yeah. But still counts, I guess.
It's an actual tweet that Kanye did. He said he has a new song out talking about his cousin. He said when he was younger, his male cousin, and they were kids, they would come across a porn, and then they would act out the porn.
Oh, that's right. You talked about this on Monday.
I did. Yeah, just to refresh your memory, because if you're trying to block this out.
I did, and then
he said, I'm Kanye West, and I sucked my cousin's dick. That was the tweet. And Adidas is like, man, I can't believe we dropped him. Like we could be making shoes right now. Kanye West cousin dick suckers. That's
it's like, keep your mental illness to yourself. Like it's
you can't
really,
have mental illness. Though,
it's
right?
an unfortunate situation to be in. I just hope people understand. Like this isn't the way you would go about addressing this.
That was my face when he tweeted that. I just had to show that. That's exactly my face, right? Yeah. I know. He needs conservatorship.
Himself. Good for him.
Yeah, just when you think you can't get crazier, he's like, "Hey, did I tell you about my cousin?" You're like, what? Oh my god!
Oh,
It's gonna make
man.
me. I mean, I'll still listen to Graduate, but oh man, Graduation. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, it's also...
Yeah. No.
That I listened to a lot of Kanye West when I started to get in my health kick, when I started working out and losing weight. It was a lot of Kanye West. Yeah, and I thought just like my mouth was dry because I was dehydrated. I didn't know it was because I was thirsting for cousin dick. All right, so
Sounds like a horrible
Can
Toby
we get
Keith
that on a
song.
soundbite?
yeah, please do. All right, so I am still trying to have this stream be on Facebook, so I'm going to stop talking about that altogether. We talk about serious health things here, right? Today, for whatever reason, it went on that. Did you know that the latest serious health risk is paper receipts? And here's another reason to just go digital when it comes to receipts, because they can have a high level of hormone disrupting chemicals called BPS, legitimately. And holding a BPS laced receipt for just seconds could have serious health consequences. Seconds, dude. It's like poison paper. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So health researchers say that the thermal paper receipts also have high levels of a forever chemical. The forever chemical is the BPS. You've probably seen things labeled BPA free. That's something that's kind of new. But the BPS in these receipts is hormone disrupting, and it mimics estrogen, and it can throw off the normal functioning of the body, including metabolism, growth and development, and reproduction.
I've been trying to go green, and I roll my joints with receipt paper. So
that's not good.
Is that bad?
That's bad.
Wow.
That's
Reduce,
bad.
reuse, recycle.
Use an
I know.
apple, son. That's what apples are for.
Captain Planet told me that, and I took it serious. Now I can't even smoke receipt paper. Well, then, damn.
No, you can't.
Thought this was America.
So they say the chemicals can be absorbed through the skin when handing the receipt paper. And you know what? I feel good because every day when I drive through for my Dunkin', I say, no receipt, please. You know, and then even sometimes when they try to hand me a receipt after I say no receipt, I'll go like I'm going to grab it. And then just when they're about to let it go, I go, psh, I said no.
Right.
Yeah,
and then you
and
start
just-
sipping from your plastic cup. You know what? Like, it's good to know.
That wasn't
it's
me.
good
Don't
to
look
know
at me, man.
things. It's good to know things, but I want to get back to not knowing things. I'd like to not know this
Yeah.
information.
Exactly.
I'm exhausted.
Well, I think it's important information to know. And it's litter, and you don't need it anymore. You know what you're paying, unless you're going to write it off. But I mean, you know, you can still write it off by getting like, if you use debit cards, right? You got a digital footprint.
Right.
So yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, we talk about fun stuff today. Yeah. Oh, and Todd said that's really bad. Don't smoke your receipt.
Yeah.
You're the boss of me, Todd.
Jesus. I mean, you got people reaching out in concern, and you're just like, I don't want your love. That was Todd saying he loves you. That's the most
Really?
Todd way possible. Rock 102.1 KF, man. Welcome back to B Figure Presents. Welcome back to the podcast broadcast. We're going to wrap things up here. But of course, there's a great weekend lined up, and I hope you guys go out and enjoy it no matter what you do. All next week, we're giving away tickets for Disturbed. It's your last opportunity to get those tickets for free. So make sure you're riding with us for plenty of opportunities to win those. Before we leave, I want to give you a beef tip. Here's one thing you shouldn't do after being ghosted, and one thing you should. All right. I got your attention now. A relationship expert just weighed in on what you should and shouldn't do after being ghosted. Basically, don't look for closure. No matter how much you want it, you won't get it. Don't look for it. It's just going to waste your time. It's going to consume you.
Yes.
Trust me, I know from experience. They block you and you're just like, why? I just want to say goodbye. No.
I say all the time, no response is a response.
That's terrible. I mean, that's cold-blooded, and that's a hot girl thing to do. And that's doesn't surprise me with you hot girls. All right. Instead, they say check in with yourself and see what you liked or didn't like about the relationship and what you might want in the future. So that's the one thing you shouldn't do and one thing you should do after being ghosted. And that's your beef tip. Don't. And then you could do the blocking too. So if they ghosted you, then you do the blocking. So you're not just kind of like pining and cyber stalking, you know?
Right. It's hard to accept, but you got to move on without closure.
I'm just saying from other people's experiences that I've heard that people have told me.
I was like, you're a Scorpio like me. You should be able to detach cleanly.
No, I love forever. You know, I'm like a panda. I don't know if they love forever, but yeah, once
Like
I
a
love
fox.
once, I love you forever. You're in my
Fox's
forever
mate
love.
for life.
Mhm.
Oh, beaver.
That's right. All right. Well, that's all the time we have for the show. Thank you guys so much for listening. Robin Nash has your last opportunity to qualify for the $2,025 today. So keep it right here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Drive safe, ride safe. And as always, rock local. Later. I do love Forever.
That's sweet. That's
Yeah,
good.
I know.
Don't change that.
Yeah, I try not to. You know. All right, cool talk.
All right, love you, bye.
Yeah. We're not done. We'll hear you on the FM side, KWSS. Thank you guys for watching. As always, Babuski.